Yeah, all good. Cool. If you're ready whenever you are, then Adam.
Tonda, good morning.
Good morning.
Can I start with any possible injuries that have flared up or changes you might have? Because I saw Damien Downs limp off on Tuesday night. What's the latest on him or anyone else coming back, please?
So, as it stands right now, it will be a big question mark behind Damien to make it for the game tomorrow. Good news is that Ryan Fraser is going to be back. Samadosi still takes longer, Ross takes longer, Elias still takes a little bit longer, Shea takes a little bit longer, Mats takes a little bit longer. We do have a question mark behind Leo because he's reported sick this morning, so he won't be training today. Obviously, we tried to turn things around, but there's no guarantee for him to be involved tomorrow. And to end off on a very good news, Oreo is going to be in the matchday squad tomorrow.
Excellent. Flynn is obviously suspended, so you have a decision to make, I guess. So Oriel's experience will be vitally important, won't it, to have in the dressing room for you?
Yeah, dressing room and pitch as well. So we see how that's going to look like tomorrow.
How excited are you? Have you got to the point yet where you can actually just know you're doing the work and it's what you're doing is working, and then you can just look forward to the game? Or are you always now still, do you worry about the matches or do you look forward to them because you know you've done the prep?
I look forward to all of the matches always. I think that's my job, our job as a staff to prepare, and then obviously you put one piece together at a time, and then in the end normally we come up with quite a good feeling going into a game.
And you've had 3 games in a week for the first time as a manager. How's that been for you? Have you had any sleep, or have you just been working non-stop?
Well, you always have a short and a longer break in those weeks. Obviously this one has had a day more than the turnover from Saturday to Tuesday. Yes, then obviously if you play a light game for the players and the staff, it's not as much sleep than on the day after. No, but we spent all day yesterday preparing, and I have a good feeling for Saturday.
Tell me what you think of Millwall, because they've had a very good start to the season and better than most people thought they would be in the championship table.
Excellent manager. I remember playing him when he was at Preston still. I think very well prepared, very clear identity in what they do. Watched their game on Wednesday night, and it's going to be a big challenge for us.
But a challenge you can overcome if the players keep applying themselves like they have, yeah?
I think that we can overcome every challenge in the championship, and we have to if we want to play for something this year. But again, we need to be humble enough to know that there will be moments in the game where we also need to suffer and do our work, especially when we don't have the ball. And if we manage to control those moments, then I think that we have a good chance of taking something home.
We are getting to the point, Tonda, where people are expecting a decision to be made about your future after the weekend. So far you've done well not to talk about it because you've been worrying about the games, which I understand. Are you not talking about it because you don't want to say the wrong thing, or because you literally are going to let the games speak for themselves?
I often think that's the best thing you can do, not just as a manager, but also as a player. And I think for the whole team, the games have been speaking for themselves.
Are there any players that are unlucky not to be playing more minutes? Because a lot of players are playing well. Are you finding it hard to keep everyone happy, or do you think players accept when they're not in the team if the team that's gone out keeps winning?
Yes, it's a good question, and there is obviously always many thoughts, not just about the starting lineup, but also on the dynamics of the group. We've had a very good Wednesday, not just a training session, but the whole day, a very good Wednesday. And that doesn't come down to the players that started the game on the Tuesday, but that comes down to everyone who wasn't involved or who was involved with less minutes. And you can feel that when you come into the building, that we start to become a proper team. And again, you won't be able to create that feeling exclusively by the players that start the game. So a big compliment to everyone involved at the moment with more or less minutes.
How much have you appreciated the way the supporters have reacted to you in the last week? Because it must mean something, even though you want to stay calm. It's got to be quite, it's got to feel good when people are saying your name in a positive way.
That's I think for players, for coaches, that's why we do the job in the end, to give joy, to create some enthusiasm, some positivity for the supporters. To be fair, I don't read much. I try to block that off, and there's also not the time to be on social media reading what everyone thinks, and everyone obviously is entitled to their opinion always. But those feelings at the stadium, they mean a lot.
Just finally from me, how conscious are you, now you've done the job for a few weeks, of the wider responsibility and how a football club represents its city in so many areas of life? Like, it just becomes synonymous with the city, whether it's Liverpool or Newcastle or even Southampton. How, as you've grown in the role, how have you understood more what this means to everybody?
I would hope that I'm able to say that I have always felt the responsibility for City, not just Southampton, but also before. Because you have the responsibility not just as a manager, but also as a member of staff. And going back to the last years, I have had the joy to experience some very nice moments in Genoa, with also a city close by the docks, and I think that there are some similarities on how the city lives for the football club. I remember the promotion. I remember being in the city with the fans when it was all full, and that's powerful. That's a motivation for us, and I hope that I can live up to the challenge also for all the people of Southampton.
Thank you very much.
If 10:30